Hello everyone, my name is Karthik Kharbanda and we are again back with one of the aptitude videos, and today we are going to discuss a very easy but an important topic with respect to GATE, that is averages. Okay, so if I talk about the concepts which are covered in averages, there are not many concepts which we need to cover. Okay, so average is what? Simply if I talk about it, is sometimes it is also referred to as mean. All right. So average is nothing but, let's say I have a list of numbers with me. Okay, something like A, B, C, D, E, and F. Let me take just six numbers. These A, B, C, A to F are nothing but some values. All right. So average is what? Addition of all these values divided by the count of them. That means count. Count is what? 6. So this means whatever the sum is divided by 6. So this becomes the average. Okay. Now this looks like a very easy concept, right? So in the questions that have come in previous year GATE exams and questions from the concept average itself, there can be two types of questions. One is when these values will be given to you and you will be required to find the mean or the average. Okay, mean or the average. And the second concept would be they will give you the mean of the average for either all the values or different set of combination of values, and they will try to tell you to find something like, sum of the values or something like that. Okay, so whatever kind of variations are possible in this, we are going to check all these variations using an example. Okay, so let's try and solve some questions now so that you'll get a better idea on what to expect from averages. All right. So this is a question which came in, I think, GATE 2012. Okay. So again, we have the same procedure. You pause the video, you try this question yourself, and then unpause to check the solution. Okay, please pause it now. All right. Okay. So I hope everyone paused the video. Okay. And let's see the solution for this. So they are saying in summer of 2012 in New Delhi, the mean temperature of Monday to Wednesday is 41 degrees Celsius and Tuesday to Thursday is 43 degrees Celsius. I just want to read the question once to get the idea of what it is saying. Temperature on Thursday was 15% higher on that on Monday. So find the temperature on Thursday. All right. So again, so this is a statement question. So what we'll do is we'll first try to get all the mathematical equations out of it. The first is mean temperature of Monday to Wednesday is 41. So let's say temperature on Monday is M, Tuesday is TU, Wednesday is W, and Thursday is TH. Okay. So they're saying mean on these 3 days is what? 41. So this means M plus TU plus W becomes what? 123. Alright. So this is the first equation. Similarly, I can write for Tuesday to Thursday. Tuesday plus Wednesday plus Thursday divided by 3 is equal to 43. And Tuesday plus Wednesday plus Thursday becomes what? 129. Okay. This is the second equation I've got. Alright. Now, the third thing is the temperature on Thursday was 15% higher than that on Monday. Okay, so this 15% higher or lower, greater, less, and all this is completed in percentages video. Okay, so if you have even a small doubt in this, how do we write this? Please check out the percentage video for this concept. Okay, so Thursday's temperature is 15% higher. That means whatever it was on Monday plus 15% extra, and 15% can be written as 15 by 100. Okay. So when I try and solve this, this is 20 and 3. So this becomes what? 23m by 20. So this is my third equation that I've got. Okay. So let me just rewrite these equations now. Okay. So Monday plus Tuesday plus Wednesday is equal to 123, I think. Tuesday plus Wednesday plus Thursday was equal to 129. and Thursday was coming out to be as 23 by 20 Monday. Okay, now let's say these are two equations. Now let me subtract 2 with 1. Okay, so what happens is when you subtract 2 with 1, all you get is Tuesday plus Wednesday plus Thursday minus Monday minus Tuesday minus Wednesday is equal to 129 minus 123 is 6. So this, no, Monday will not cancel, I'm sorry. Tuesday will cancel with this positive negative. Similarly, Wednesday will also cancel. And finally, you are left with this guy. Okay. This gives me a relation between the temperature of Thursday and Monday. Okay. So now what I can do is I need to find TH, right? I need to find the temperature on Thursday. So what I can do is I can just rewrite Monday in terms of Thursday here. So Monday becomes 20 by 23 times of Thursday. And now you put the value of M. M is Thursday is equal to 6. Then Thursday, if you take common, this is 1 minus 20 by 23 times is equal to 6. Thursday is what? 23 minus 20 by 23 times of 6. Alright, so this finally becomes 3 by 23 times of 6. Okay, so this will cancel. And from here, I'll just write at this part. From here, Thursday becomes what? 46 degrees Celsius. Okay, the temperature on Thursday comes out to be as 46 degrees Celsius. Alright, so this is the answer for the question. Okay, so option C, 46 degrees, correct. Right. So I hope everyone understood the problem and the solution to this. All right. Okay. So now let's try to solve another problem based on this concept. Okay. So the concept will remain same. Only thing is application of the concept. You will see different kind of applications, how they have given questions. Okay. This is also a gate question as well as a cat question. Same concept. Okay. All right. Again, try this question. Please pause the video now. All right. So I hope everyone tried the question and now we are going to see what is the solution for this. Okay. So now the question is saying a container originally has 10 liters of pure spirit. From the container, 1 liter of spirit is replaced by 1 liter of water. Subsequently, 1 liter of the mixture is again replaced by 1 liter of water and this process is repeated one more time. Okay. So basically this question uses little bit concept from ratio and proportion also. Okay, ratio and proportion also. So these, so usually you will find averages, percentages and ratio and proportion, they would like to give a mix up these concepts and give you one question. Okay, so hardly you will see any gate question based on just a single concept. They would like to mix up 2 or 3 concepts and then give you the question. All right. Okay, so this process is repeated some more time. Okay, how much spirit is left in the container? Fine. So let me start with the content of spirit on this side and water content is on this side, just for understanding of the question. So initially you have 10 liters of spirit and 0 liter of water. Okay, you don't have any water, all you have is spirit. Now they are saying 1 liter of spirit replaced by 1 liter of water. So that means this much spirit will be left after one uh, you know uh, taking out 1 liter of spirit. After one transaction you can say this much will be left and 1 liter of water you get. Okay, now see, next time when you replace, now they are saying 1 liter of mixture is again replaced. 1 liter of mixture means I have 9 liter of spirit with me. So out of those 9 liters, okay, this is 1 liter water, 9 liter spirit. Out of those 9 liters, I will not take now 1 liter of mixture, 1 liter of spirit, okay. I have to take 1 liter of mixture. So if you see, mixture is always maintained at 10 liters, okay, and they are always taking 1 liter out, 1 liter out. That means what? That means the quantity which will be left will be what? 9 liters, or you can say 90% of whatever the content is, correct. 90% of the remaining content will be left every time, because they are saying every time replace 1 liter. Okay, or some people say like this, 9 by 10 parts are left, or you can say 90% is left. Both things mean the same. Okay, So basically quantity which is left is always 90%. So how much spirit will be left after second transaction? That would be 90% or 90 by 100 of 9 liters of the remaining quantity. And this becomes what? 81 by 10, that is what? 8.1 liters. Okay, 8.1 liters. And then water, see, now always they are taking 10, always they are taking 1 liter of mixture and then replacing it with 1 liter of water. So what I want to say is the total quantity of mixture remains same after every transaction. So there's no need to separately calculate the quantity of water. All you have to do is from this, subtract this value from 10. Okay, and that will be the quantity of water always. So you don't really have to worry on calculating how much water will be left. Alright, because calculating water will be a little extra step because they are adding water after also. Okay. Okay. Now let's see the third thing. Again, third thing, whatever quantity is remaining, okay, we again are left with 90% of that because 10% of that quantity is replaced. Correct? So 90% of what? 8.1 liters. Alright. So 90% of 8.1 liters, this will become 7.29. Okay, 7.29 liters. And again, whatever the remaining is, that will be water. So I think water will be 2.71 liters. Okay, because they should add up to give you 10 liters. Okay, so 90% is the remaining of the remaining quantity, not of the original one, of the remaining quantity. Okay, so remaining was 8.1. From 8.1, you again took what? 10%, and remaining quantity of spirit was 90% of 8.1. Okay, so 81 is nothing but 729. So add the decimals accordingly. So this gives you 7.29 liters. So after three transaction, how much more spirit is left in the container? This is a 7.29 liters. Okay, so this is actually a conceptual questions. If you see many explanations in that, they give you the formula. Okay, but I would like you, if you you know solve it in this manner so that you build a proper understanding of what the question is saying, because there are a lot of variations of this questions and students usually get confused because they remember the formula only and don't understand what is happening in the question. Okay, all right, so I hope this solution was clear to everyone. Let's move on to the next problem now. All right, okay, so this is another problem. Pause the video and try it. All right, okay, so I hope everyone tried the problem and now we are going to see the solution for this. Okay, so let's just read the question again. Three friends shared toffee from a bowl. R took 1 by 3 toffees but returned what? 4 to the bowl. S took 1 by 4 toffees of what was left but returned 3 back to the bowl, and T took half of the remainder and returned 2 back to the bowl. Okay. Now if the bowl has 17 toffees left, then you have to find how many toffees were there in the originally in the bowl. So let's say X toffees were there originally. Okay, this is my assumption. So now what I'll do is I'll calculate the share as well. Okay, this is doing some extra step, but to give you the whole, solution, the complete solution of any variation of this question, I'll calculate the uh, shares of R, S, and T also. Okay, so see, R took what? R took 1 by 3 of the toffees. Okay, 1 by 3 of the toffees which were originally there. 1 by third he took. Okay, so remaining toffees in the bowl would be what? 2x by 3, correct? Because he took x by 3, so 2x by 3 would be remaining. Now, and but he returned 4. So basically he took x by 3 and he returned 4. That means minus 4. Okay. Now when he returned 4, those 4 toffees will go into the bowl. So correct? These are the quantities left in the bowl. Okay. These values are the quantities left in the bowl. The bowl will have this many. Sorry, this is 4, not 3. All right. This is 4. So this many quantity is left in the bowl after R completed its transaction. Okay. Now what about S? S took 1 by 4th of what was left. So S took 1 by 4th of what was left. Left was this guy. Right. So S took 1 by 4th of this, and remaining how many would be left? 3 by 4th of this, right? 2x by 3 plus 4. This is the remaining. Alright, this is the remaining. Now S took this but returned what? 3 back to the ball. So S returned 3 and those 3 will now come into the ball. So that's why I'm adding 3. Okay. Now what about T? Now T actually, let's say this value is L because this expression is coming out to be really big. So let's assume this value is L. Now T took half of the remainder. These are the remaining values. Okay. So T took half of L. Okay. And returned 2 back to the bowl. Okay. So now if T took half of L, so half of L would remain and he returned 2 back to the bowl. So bowl will have 2 extra, correct? So now after T transaction also, these many candies or toffees are left in the bowl. Okay. So now they are saying L by 2 plus 2 is equal to 17. So I'll just write this L by 2 plus 2 is equal to 17. That is what they are saying. And L is what? I'll just write 3 by 4, 2 by 3, 4. L is equal to 3 by 4, 2x by 3 plus 4 plus 3, I think. Yeah, okay. So now these three values, once you get x, these three values are the toffees which R, S, and T have. Okay. These three are the values. These three are the toffees which R, S, and 3 has. Okay. All right. So now it's just a matter of solving the question. So again, L by 2 is equal to 15. L is equal to 30. So I'll replace L over here. L is 3 by 4. 2x by 3 plus 4 plus 3 is equal to 30. 3x, this whole thing is equal to 27 now. This and this will cancel. So you get 2x by 3 plus 4 is equal to 36. Okay. So this becomes what? 2x by 3 is equal to what? 32. So this will cancel, it becomes 16, x becomes what? 48. So simple. So first part of the question is trying to form the equations. Once you get second part of the question is you have to solve those equations. Okay. So that means total there were 48 toffees in the bowl. There were 48 toffees in the bowl. Alright. Okay. So let's solve the next problem now. Okay. This is also a good question, came in GATE. Okay. Please pause the video and try this question yourself. All right. So I hope everyone tried this question. Okay. So again, they are saying average weight of three men ABC is 84 kg. Okay. Another man. So you see how the question is going. So what I'll do is instead of reading the whole question, I'll write the equations in parallel. Okay. Average of average weight of three men ABC is 84. So A plus B plus C by 3 is 84. So I get A plus B plus C as what? 2240 and 252. Okay, I get this as 252. Another man D joins the group and the average becomes 80. So if D also joins the group, now many students will write here as 3. Okay, but here since D has joined, it will become 4. So these small mistakes now, please don't do it because this will only result in wrong answers and losing marks. Okay, so you have to be aware of these small things. Okay, D joins the group and average weights become 80 kg. Now if another man, so okay, before I read from this portion now, if you see these two equations, I can solve parallelly and get D. Okay, so if I subtract second with 1, if I do a 2 minus 1, you see only D is the extra one, right? So I can get my D's weight is 320 minus 252. So D weight actually becomes 68 kg. Alright. So this is the weight I'll have for D. Okay. So if another man, now it becomes easy, I'll tell you why. If another man E whose weight is 3 kg more than D, okay. So E they are saying E is equal to D plus 3. D I know is 68. So now I can directly get the weight of E. E is nothing but 71 kg. Alright. That's the idea. Replaces A. Then average weight of BCDE is 78 kg. So B plus C plus D plus E is nothing but by 4 is equal to 78 kg. Okay. So if I just do 78 by 4, this is 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. 28, 3, 1, 2, sorry. Alright? Yeah. So B plus C plus D plus E becomes what? 312. Okay? It becomes 312. Now, see, I have this equation with me, and before I do anything, I know the values of B and D and E directly. So as you can just put these values, 68 plus 71 is equal to 312. So let's add 68 and 71. This becomes 9 and 13, 312. So I'll just subtract 312 and 139. This gives me the uh, uh, added weight of the combined weight of B and C. This becomes 3, this becomes 7, and this becomes 1, 173. So B plus C becomes nothing but 173. Alright. And I have what? I have A plus B plus C is 252. Okay. Let me just cross verify if everything is alright. Yeah. Okay. So now they are saying A plus B plus C is nothing but 252. So instead of B plus C, I will write 173. So A plus 173 becomes 252. And from here, I can get the weight of A, and which is what we need in the first place. So that's 252 minus 173. This becomes 9, and this is what? 8. So I'm getting little extra. Just let me check if something went wrong somewhere. This seems to be correct. Yeah, 31 correct. Because 89 is not in the options. Maybe I did something someplace. Okay, this will be 24, sorry. Yeah, because I took one from here now, so this will be 79, not 89. So 79 and C is the correct option. So I just made a small error over here. Okay, so the weight is nothing but not 89, it is 79. Okay, so rest everything calculation minus fine. So option C is correct. The weight of A is 79 kg. All right. So 79 kg is the answer. All right. So I hope everyone got the question. Okay. So again, the basic thing is you write the equations, assuming this. Mostly they'll give you the average. Okay. And based on these equations, first part is writing the equation. Second part is solving them. All right. Okay. Now I think I have two more problems. Yeah. Okay. We have two more problems set. Let's solve them now. Okay. So again, pause the video and try this question. This is a very good question. Came for GATE, 2 marks. Okay. So I hope everyone tried the problem, and now let's check the solution for this. Okay. So in this, what they're saying is A is the average series of n consecutive odd numbers starting with x. Okay. So let me just try and write the series. For A, the series is starting with x, and they're saying consecutive odd numbers. Consecutive odd numbers means, see, if I write any odd number, okay, so the next consecutive odd number will be after 2, correct? Because the next one will be even, and then it will be odd. Okay. So the next value here becomes x plus 2, next becomes x plus 4, next becomes x plus 6, and so on. Okay. So on. Okay. So and they are saying n values. Now if I tell you to write the nth value, this is actually a AP series. I've not covered till now what are sequences and series, but if you know the basics of AP series, you'll be able to write the nth term. Because I'll just keep these as n terms since we don't require actually to write the nth term over here. Okay. So let me write the B series now. B series, okay, it is the average. A is the average. So I'll not calculate the average right now. I'm just mentioning the series, okay? Okay, I'm not calculate the average. A and B will calculate later. So for B to calculate the average and all, the series is what? X plus 4 starting with x plus 4, and again consecutive odd numbers. So next will be x plus 6, next will be x plus 8, x plus 10. Again, it will also have total of n terms. Okay. So now I hope the series are clear to all of you. Only thing is the difference is in the starting term. Okay. Rest the concept remains same. After a gap of every two terms, you will write the next term. Okay. All right. So now I'll try and write what is a. A is what? Average of it. So this means x plus 2 plus x plus 4 up till what? Total nth term divided by what? N. Okay. Because n is the total number of terms here. Similarly, if you write for b, this will be x plus 4 plus x plus 6 plus x plus 8 nth term. Okay. By n terms. Okay. Now they are saying what? Find what is b minus a. Okay. B minus a. So now if you do a b minus a, if you observe, there are two observations that you need to do. First is the number of terms in both the series is same. Okay. Number of terms are same. And when you subtract each term, each corresponding term in B with each corresponding term in A, so there is an exact difference of 4 over here. Okay. So basically something like this I want to write. Minus x plus 6 minus x plus 2 plus x plus 8 minus x plus 4 and so on. So this thing continues till the nth term. Okay. And divided by n, because when you take the LCM, when you do write B, write A, take the LCM comes out to be n. Okay. So what is happening is, what I'm trying to conclude from here is, the difference between two terms is always what? N. Sorry, is always what? 4. Okay. This is why if I do a b minus a, I can just write as 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 up till what? N terms. Correct? Because there are how many terms in the series? N terms. So this difference will come out to be n. Okay. Now if I try to solve this thing, it will be b minus a is nothing but 4 times n divided by n. Okay. Because you are adding 4 n times. So 4 times n divided by n. So when you cancel out this becomes 4. So the difference between b minus a, or you can say b minus a value, will always come out to be 4. So if you check the options now, many students are actually inclined towards option C. Okay. And some of you will be inclined towards option D also. Well, these are wrong answers. Okay. The correct answer is option A. Okay. So please make sure before you actually try to solve what is b minus a, you try to reduce that into the lowest term possible. When you are able to solve like that, only then you check the options. Otherwise, if you see the options first now, you will be actually tempted to mark one of them. Okay. Because you have not thought the question through. This is the only reason. Okay. So make sure that you always solve the thing to its maximum possible way, the least reduction you do, and then you try to check what are the options. Okay. That would be better, of course. Okay, so let's try the last problem. I hope the previous problem was clear to everyone. This is the last problem for this video, and this is a really good one, I can tell you. Came for, I think, in 2016 GATE for 2 marks. Okay, so again, pause the video and try it. All right, so I hope everyone tried the problem. This is a very good question. Okay, so now let me give you some thing. If you're thinking D as is the answer, okay, D is the answer, D is not the answer. Okay, I can tell you only this thing right now, but let's see what is the exact answer to find it. Okay, D was actually a trap option which many of the students would have marked. Okay, so let's see what the question is saying. In a company of 15 employees with an average age of 36 years, the youngest of them is 20 years old and the eldest is 56 years old. Okay, so let's say I'll write these equations in parallel. The youngest is 20, age is between 21 to 56. 20 to 56. Okay, age parameter is between 20 to 56. So the youngest is 20 years old and the eldest is 56 years old. Two of them with an average age of 28 years leave the company. Okay, if one of them wants to come back, what is the what which of the following can never be the average age of the company? All right, now see, average age of 15 employees is what? 36 years. So let me say there are 13 employees and there are two separate employees. Okay, two separate employees means X and Y. These two are the ones who are actually leaving and coming back. Rest 13 employees are good employees. They want to stay in the company and they don't want to create this confusion. Okay, so now let's say sum of those 13 employees is S13. Okay, so initially it is given to me as a 13 employees sum plus X plus Y divided by 15 is equal to what? 36. They have given you this thing. So S13 plus X plus Y becomes what? Let's calculate this. 30, 18, and then 36, 0. This becomes 4 and then 5. So this becomes 540. So now 540 is the combined age if you add all the ages of 15 employees. Okay. This should be clear. And the second equation they are saying two of them with the average age of 28 years. So they are giving you the average age of X and Y. So X plus Y by 2 is equal to 28. So X plus Y becomes what? 56. Alright, this is the average age of two of the employees. Alright, alright. So now I'll just copy the equations on the next page. Plus Y is equal to 540 and X plus Y is equal to 56. So now I can find what is my value of S13 because X plus Y I know na. This is 56. So this becomes I think 484. Alright, 484. This will be 540, 56. This will be 4. This becomes a 3, 8 and then 4. Yeah, 484. Okay, so 484 is sum of all the 13 employees. Okay, now see, out of these X and Y, one person is coming back. Okay, now I am not really sure who is coming back. Maybe X is coming back, maybe Y is coming back. Okay. Mm. One more thing is that X and Y will always lie between 20 to 56. Okay, remember this point because you know ages. You remember this point? This point. Ages were lying between 20 to 56 because youngest was 20, eldest was 56. So now one person comes back. Let's say X comes back. Okay, I'm not really sure who comes back. Let's say X comes back because see, I don't know the value of X or Y. All I can do is I can switch the values according to me. Let's say some variable X comes back. So now the average age will be what? This, correct? This becomes what? This becomes 484 by 14 plus X by 14, correct? And now, if you check out this 484 by 14, let me just uh, try to do is using a calculator. 484 by 14. I need the exact value. Alright, so 484 by 14 is 34.57. So now 484 by 14 is giving me 34 point. This value is 34.57. Okay, and I'll tell you what is the significance of this. Okay, 34.57. Now, see, now we have to put the value of X. Okay. Now X can be what? X can be anything. X can be anything, but we have to, one thing we have to make sure is X is lying between 20 and 56. This we have to make sure. So what I'll do is I'll try to find what minimum X can go and what maximum X can go. Okay. So I'll try to find the minimum of X and maximum value of X because same things will go for Y also. So minimum value of X can be what? 20. Maybe the youngest employee left. So minimum is 20. Maximum can be what? So maximum cannot be 56. The reason being X plus Y is equal to 56. Okay. So if you put one guy, x as 56, then y becomes 0. And y means, so that means the other person's age is 0. So other person should be minimum 20 years old, right? So that is why the maximum value that x can take is 36. So that y will be 20. Okay. And same concept applies for y as well. Okay. So maximum value can be 36. Again, I'll explain the reason. The reason is, since x plus y is equal to 56, that means if y least can go at what? 20. So y should not be less than 20. Okay, because you are trying to balance x plus y as 56. So if x increases, y should decrease, correct? Because the sum should be 56. So y cannot go less than 20. So x cannot go more than 36. Okay, this is the idea. These are the two maximum and minimum value I've got for these. Okay, so let's see. Now this becomes 20 by 14. So what is the minimum value? See, minimum value for x by 14 will be what? I don't know exact, okay, but it should be somewhere around 1.4, 1.4, somewhere around approximate, okay. And similarly, 36 by 14, this should give you around 2 point, I think this would be 18 by 7. So around 2.4 you can say, or 2.5, something like that. Okay. I've just approximated the values. Okay. So this is the value you got for this, right? 484 by 14, and minimum value for x is this. So now if you add these two, the minimum value, okay, let me just rub this portion. Alright, so the minimum value over here that you can get is what? 34.57 plus 1.4. So this actually comes around 35.9 something, 97. Okay, this is the minimum value of the average. You cannot go below this value. Okay, and what is the maximum value of the average that you can get? Maximum value is what? 36 by 14, that is 2.4 plus 34.57. This is 2.4. So this becomes around what? 36.57. Maybe I think it would be around 2.5, something like this. So this crosses actually 37. Let me just calculate what exactly 36 by 14 is coming. 36 by 14. And this comes out to be 2.57. Yeah. I need 2.57. Okay, this is 2.57. So when you add this 2.57, this goes beyond 37. This is 37.14. Okay. So I'll just say that the average of 14 people, okay, those 14 people is coming out to between 35.97 to 37.14. Okay, this is the maximum minimum average since I don't know the age of x, either x or either y. Okay, so this can tell me one point. It can definitely tell me that the average age of the company when somebody returns cannot be 35. It can be 36. You can take an x, so that average comes out to be 36. You can take a y, you can take another x, average comes out to be 37. Okay, but it cannot be 35. Hence 35 is the right answer in this. Okay, so D is not correct. You can actually say whether this average will be 35 or not, and it will never be 35. The reason is average is coming out to be between 35.57 to 37.14. Okay, so this was a good problem which came in GATE exam. Okay, and I hope you got this problem. Okay, this is a little on the difficult side, I agree. Okay, all right, so we are done with our discussion on averages. I hope you like the questions. I hope you like the video. So please do not forget to share it and to subscribe to our channel. Okay, so that everyone can benefit from this content. All right, I'll see you guys again in one of the next videos. Thank you everyone, and goodbye for now.